Welcome to Breaker Review. I'm your host, Ziggy. In this series, I will be giving reviews on group breakers that I have participated with. Few things to disclose. I'm not working with or for any of these breakers. I did not receive any preferential treatment. Most of these breakers, if not all of them, have no knowledge of the fact I'm even writing a review or providing a review. I'm going to use the following criteria that I will share in this video for reviewing each breaker, and then I will provide a series for each breaker, my review of the break and the scorecard that I gave to the breaker. My hopes are to do a few things: share with others my experience, my feedback and thoughts as a participant in group breaking. I also hope that I will help breakers themselves to improve their product, listen to customer feedback, and make their service and their offerings better as well. And I think most importantly, it's to prevent bad activity in the hobby by putting a positive light and shining criticism and positive feedback to the community. I will say that when each of these reviews is done, I will tell you at the end whether I will be using the breaker or not. I'm not giving an endorsement of the breaker. I can't respond for how that breaker will react with you. I will ask if you have any issues with the breakers that I do give reviews. You feel free to leave comments and feedback for me. I'd be happy to investigate more into that. But I'm sharing with you my experience with each of these breakers in hopes, again, like I said, sharing, educating, and providing a video blog for this as well. Let's go ahead and break into the grading scoring that I'll be using in this system. Okay, I'm going to be using the following spreadsheet, and this is going to be focused at the Monopoly Prizm NBA breaks that I've been participating in. First thing I'll just mention is that I'm not specific to any one breaker. I don't just break with one breaker because he's my breaker. That's my strategy, my approach for breaking. Everybody can do themselves. I'll give more reasons for that later on in other videos, like my tips, experience, lessons learned from breaking. Each of these breakers came to me because I was after the Monopoly Prizm product, and I wanted to participate in those breaks, so I went out and bought into those breaks. These are also all purchased on eBay. And I'll say because of that, the value was driven by market. It's not necessarily the best way to select a break. And it is what makes these breaks a little unique in the way I'll be grading them. What I mean by that is that I chose to pay the prices I did for each of these breaks, right? So if I spent $100 on the Pistons in one break, maybe $50 on the Pistons in another break, I'm not going to punish one breaker's value, right? They were still offering the same product. Value to me are things like, did they combine shipping? Did they give good offer in the bundling of the packaging teams up or something like that. There's other ways to find value, extra bonuses they might have given or so forth. How they deal with unpaid teams is another way to find value. So I'll be giving scoring the value of each of these breakers. I'll give you an example of one of those. Endgame Sports is one example where a team was not paid for by eBay. They would actually auction the team off to those people who are participating live. That can be an angle for some great value. You can get teams kind of under what their market value might have been. Fishing Wax does a similar thing where unpaid teams were sold in an auction style. So that's another example where I would give a little bit more value to that breaker's option as me, a consumer, getting into that break. The other piece that I'll be scoring is communication. I highlight these four yellow columns. So I think these are the key four scores: value, communication, shipping, and confidence. Communication to me is everything from if I send you a thing, can you combine shipping, or do you combine shipping? Do they respond back to you, yes or no? If I hit a big card in the break, can I ask for insurance? Can I communicate them off platform through IG? Will you have more breaks? Or the communications back and forth during chat? Those are other things that are important to me in dealing with a breaker. And I would say communication is very important. That's why it's one of the four pillars to me, because if you have good communication, they're willing to communicate with you, it can solve a lot of the unknowns, the uncertainties, and the lack of confidence that you might have with poor communication. Other areas in the communication I'll be scoring are product knowledge and the hype or not hype. These aren't directly responsible for communication, but I give you an example. Does the breaker know about the product? Do they know about the white shimmers? Do they know about the color blasts? Do they know about there's no autos in this product? How knowledgeable are they? Are they with the product? They just open up anything that's put in front of them. Again, it doesn't really affect their communication, but it's something I look for in a breaker. Hype or not? Are these guys serious about the product? Are they calling everything a big hit and hitting the red light every time somebody pulls a color card? Or do they really know the value of the product and know that, hey, this color blast for, say, Apollo is a big card and that's an awesome hit? So hype or not is another thing I kind of mentioned, and I'll be giving kind of comments to this as well. Shipping, obviously one of the pillars. Two things I look for in shipping: speed to market on shipping. Are they shipping it to me right away? Do they ship it next day? Do they ship once a week? Are they? This even goes back to communication. Could I communicate with them and ask them to ship me everything at once at the end of the month versus each break? Right? Communication and shipping are very, very important in how I would do repeat business and follow-up business with breakers. Speed to market and security. How is the product securely shipped? Was it insured? Was it taped well? Does it have scotch tape on it? Those things are things I score. Last one, and really it's not in any specific order, is confidence. And confidence is my confidence in the breaker. This is things like cameras. How many cameras do they have? Are they on camera or not? I like to see the breaker's face when they're breaking. It doesn't always have to be. I know a lot of breakers don't like to be on camera, but that it does increase my confidence in the break if I can see the breaker. How many cameras do they have? Do they have historical records of breaks, right? Are they keeping recordings of the breaks so I can go back and look? Do they have multiple breaks that I've seen in the past? Do they have a community? And how strong is their community? Community to me, it can also be the live chat interactions. Have the people been there over and over and over? Or are these, kind of passerbys like myself who are just in the break because they're in eBay breaks? And then last I have on here in confidence is platform. Platform for me is more my confidence in the platform. I am much more confident in a breaker who uses YouTube versus a breaker who's using Instagram. Now, it doesn't mean I won't, because I did use breakers who use both Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, but it is something I look for and I did score in this system. So this is my scoring system. I'll say real quickly, if you have any recommendations or suggestions on scoring, please feel free to leave that. I'll be putting notes here as well. I started some of this. I'm going to go back and be filling this out more as I go through each breaker. I will talk about their break, and I'll do a specific video to that break, information about them, what I use them again, what I like, what I didn't like, and I'll be using this scoring system for that breaker. Here's real quickly a snapshot of the different breakers I've used. This is what I call wave one. This is wave two. You can see I use some of these breakers over again. And I'll just say this too. A lot of this was driven by product. I wanted the Monopoly Prizm boxes. I wanted the Monopoly Prizm blasters or boosters. So I went for that, whether it was a 20 box or 10 box, or maybe it was a PYT, or maybe it was a pick your player. But that's what drove me to picking these breakers. It wasn't like I know the guy over 718 Breaks, or I know State Line. I don't know any of these guys. Didn't know any of them before. Just kind of thought I'd try them out and engage. So hope this is a good overview for you on understanding our Reviewing Breakers series. Please feel free to, again, leave comments, suggestions down here. One thing I will tell you is I'm not going to be soliciting breakers to let me into their break so I can review them. That's not the way I do this. I pick breakers based on the products that I go after. And then if I end up in their breaks, I will do a review of it. I will post these breaks, or these reviews of the breakers, and I will let the breakers know about the breaks post the review. So I'll wait for the entire transaction to be completed. Like I'll wait till the product's been received and I have my product in hand before I post the review about each breaker. And again, I'll do this with each product that I go after moving forward. Right now, this is going to be a series focused on the Monopoly Prizm Breakers. Thank you very much. Hope you guys like this. Comment, subscribe. Love your feedback. Have a great day.